On November 27, 2025, Pope Leo XIV arrived in Ankara, Turkey, marking a significant moment in his papacy as he embarks on his first international trip since assuming the pontificate. The four-day visit is a historic occasion, as it marks not only the Pope's first trip abroad, but also a major step in fostering diplomatic and religious dialogue between the Vatican and Turkey. During this trip, the Pope will engage in high-level talks with Turkish officials, including President Recep Tayyip Erdogan, and meet with Christian leaders in the country. This visit, aimed at strengthening ties between the Vatican and Turkey, comes at a time of ongoing tensions and religious discussions in the Middle East, where both nations play critical roles. The Pope's arrival at Ankara's Esenboğa Airport was marked by a formal greeting highlighting the significance of this diplomatic trip. The plane carrying Pope Leo XIV touched down at 12:30 local time, and as it rolled to a stop, the solemnity of the occasion was palpable. Turkish officials, including the country's top diplomats and religious leaders, gathered on the tarmac to extend their formal welcome to the newly elected pontiff. The ceremonial welcome was meticulously planned, with Pope Leo XIV descending the plane's stairs while greeted by an entourage of Turkish officials. A red carpet was laid out to mark the arrival of the spiritual leader, and officials stood in line to shake hands with the Pope. The scene, captured by media outlets from around the world, emphasized the gravity of this moment in history as Pope Leo XIV, the leader of over 1 billion Roman Catholics worldwide, stepped onto Turkish soil. A clear, bright sky above Ankara provided a fitting backdrop to the formal event. Upon disembarking, Pope Leo XIV took a few moments to wave to the gathered crowds of officials and onlookers. His steady, composed demeanour signalled the seriousness of the mission he was about to undertake. The primary objective of Pope Leo XIV's visit to Turkey is to engage in diplomatic talks with President Recep Tayyip Erdogan, a leader of significant importance not only in Turkey, but also within the broader context of Middle Eastern geopolitics. These talks are expected to cover a wide range of topics, including Turkey's role in regional security, the status of Christian minorities in the country, and the ongoing conflicts in the Middle East. One of the key points of discussion will be Turkey's position on interfaith dialogue and religious freedom. Pope Leo XIV has long been an advocate for religious tolerance, and this visit will allow him to directly engage with Turkish leaders to discuss the future of Christianity and Islam in the region. The Pope has long emphasized the need for cooperation between religions to ensure peaceful coexistence, and his talks with Erdogan will likely center around this theme. In addition to meetings with President Erdogan, Pope Leo XIV will also meet with prominent Christian leaders in Turkey. The country is home to one of the oldest Christian communities in the world, and the Pope's visit is being seen as an opportunity to reinforce the Vatican's commitment to the protection and support of Christian minorities in the region. These meetings will likely focus on issues facing the Christian community in Turkey, including the preservation of Christian heritage sites and the rights of Christians to practice their faith freely. This visit by Pope Leo XIV comes at a crucial time in the relations between the Vatican and Turkey. The two have had a long and often complex relationship, shaped by Turkey's unique position as a bridge between Europe and the Middle East. Turkey, with its majority Muslim population, plays a vital role in the region's religious and political dynamics. As the Vatican's representative, Pope Leo XIV's visit is seen as an opportunity to deepen the dialogue between the two nations, particularly on religious and cultural issues. In recent years, Turkey has taken significant steps to engage with the Vatican on various diplomatic fronts. President Erdogan, who has held the presidency since 2014, has made several overtures to the Vatican aiming to improve relations and increase dialogue between the Muslim world and Christianity. This visit by Pope Leo XIV is a continuation of that effort, emphasizing the Vatican's commitment to building stronger ties with Turkey and fostering understanding between different faith communities. The visit also highlights Turkey's important role in the region. As a NATO member and a country straddling both Europe and Asia, Turkey occupies a strategic position at the crossroads of various cultural, political, and religious worlds. In recent years, Turkey has faced growing tensions with its neighbours, including Russia and Syria, and has played a central role in the ongoing conflict in Syria. The Pope's visit will undoubtedly touch on these issues, with an emphasis on Turkey's efforts to navigate complex regional conflicts while maintaining stability within its borders. Since his election, Pope Leo XIV has made it clear that one of his central goals is to foster greater interfaith dialogue, particularly between Christianity and Islam. This trip to Turkey underscores that commitment. During his visit, the Pope is expected to emphasize the importance of religious tolerance and mutual respect between different faiths, particularly in a region where sectarian tensions remain high. Pope Leo XIV's previous remarks on the importance of interfaith dialogue are expected to be echoed during his time in Turkey. We must work together to build a future of peace, tolerance, and mutual respect, the Pope has stated in earlier speeches, underscoring the Vatican's position on these crucial issues. His visit to Turkey, home to one of the world's oldest Christian communities and a predominantly Muslim population, makes it an ideal venue for such discussions. Turkey's position as a regional power cannot be understated. Its geopolitical location gives it a unique role in global affairs, particularly when it comes to issues related to the Middle East. Pope Leo XIV's visit comes at a time when the region is experiencing heightened tensions, particularly surrounding the conflicts in Syria, Iraq, and the broader Middle East. Turkey's role as a mediator in these conflicts, as well as its strategic military and economic importance, will likely be a key point of discussion during the Pope's meetings with Turkish officials. Additionally, Pope Leo XIV's discussions with President Erdogan will likely address the broader issue of religious minorities in the Middle East. Christians in the region have faced significant persecution, particularly in areas affected by the ongoing conflicts in Syria and Iraq. Pope Leo XIV has been vocal about the need to protect these communities, and his visit to Turkey offers a unique opportunity to engage directly with Turkish leaders about their role in supporting Christian communities in the region. One of the most anticipated aspects of Pope Leo XIV's visit to Turkey is his meeting with Christian leaders in the country. Turkey is home to several Christian denominations, including Orthodox, Catholic, and Protestant communities. These groups, while a minority in the predominantly Muslim country, have long had a presence in Turkey, and Pope Leo XIV's visit is seen as a reaffirmation of the Vatican's support for these communities. During his trip, Pope Leo XIV will likely visit important Christian sites in Turkey, including churches and monasteries that have been central to the country's Christian heritage. His visit is expected to be a moment of solidarity with these communities, which have faced various challenges in recent years, including restrictions on religious freedoms and the protection of sacred sites. The Pope's visit is also expected to provide an opportunity for dialogue with the ecumenical patriarch Bartholomew I, the spiritual leader of the Eastern Orthodox Church, who has a significant presence in Turkey. The Patriarchate, based in Istanbul, has long been a centre of Orthodox Christianity, and Pope Leo XIV's discussions with Bartholomew will likely focus on issues related to the unity of the Christian faith, as well as the protection of Orthodox Christians in the region. Upon his arrival, Pope Leo XIV made a brief statement in which he emphasised the importance of his visit. "I am deeply honoured to be here in Turkey, a country that has long been a centre of dialogue between East and West," the Pope said. "I look forward to engaging in meaningful conversations with President Erdogan and religious leaders here as we work together toward a future of peace and understanding." These remarks set the tone for the Pope's visit, emphasising his desire to foster greater collaboration between the Vatican and Turkey, particularly on issues related to interfaith dialogue, religious freedom, and regional stability. Throughout his visit, Pope Leo XIV will participate in a series of meetings and events. The most significant of these will be his discussions with President Erdogan. These talks will likely focus on Turkey's role in regional security, the protection of religious minorities in the Middle East, and the promotion of peace and stability in the region. In addition to his talks with Turkish officials, Pope Leo XIV will also meet with Christian leaders in Turkey. These meetings will focus on the challenges facing the Christian community in the country and ways in which the Vatican can provide support. The Pope is also expected to visit several key religious sites during his trip, including churches and monasteries that are important to the Christian heritage of Turkey. These visits will serve as a symbol of solidarity with the Christian community in Turkey, which has faced challenges in recent years. Pope Leo XIV's visit to Turkey is a significant milestone in his papacy, marking his first international trip and signalling the Vatican's commitment to fostering dialogue and cooperation with Turkey. The Pope's meetings with President Erdogan and Christian leaders in Turkey will be crucial in strengthening the relationship between the Vatican and Turkey, particularly in the areas of religious freedom, interfaith dialogue, and regional stability. As the Pope continues his diplomatic efforts, his visit to Turkey will no doubt set the stage for greater collaboration between the two nations in the years to come. The Pope's 4-day visit is set to conclude with a final set of meetings, and as his plane prepares to depart from Turkey, it is clear that this trip has further solidified the role of the Vatican in shaping diplomatic efforts and interfaith dialogue on a global scale.